Hello, Eagle.
Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining us from. Welcome to another virtual session of Eagle Speaks. My name is Christy Draus and I'm the marketing manager for Eagle Product Inspection, and I will be your host for today's webinar. With all of the changes in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic, Eagle thought it would be beneficial to explore how the need for more automation has affected food production supply chains intended for commercial use and for retailers. We also thought it would be a good idea to discuss how Eagle Product Inspection has adapted to these circumstances with more remote options to meet our customers' needs. I'll start today by introducing my fellow Eagle speakers. We have Ken Falk with us today. He is our regional sales manager for the Northeast. Hey, Ken.
Good morning.
We also have Melissa Wierig. She is head of sales and service for North America.
Good morning.
And we have Travis Radcliffe, our service manager for North America.
Good morning.
You know what I was thinking today, guys, that it's been over a year since I've seen you in person and not on a video screen.
It's true.
Our guest speaker today is Dan Coakley. He is the president of Plant Automation Group and a longtime partner for Eagle. Dan, would you mind telling everybody a little bit about your company?
Thank you, Christy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Coakley, and I'm the president of Plant Automation Group. We provide equipment solutions to manufacturers from Maine to North Carolina and as far west as Ohio. Our 6 salespeople have over 150 years of capital sales experience. And in that time, we've provided more than 10,000 machines. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. And thank you all for taking the time to speak with us today on this very important topic. I'd like to start by giving you all a roadmap of our talk today. We've already gone through introductions. The first part we're going to run through is automation of food safety and supply chain changes. The second part will be remote options for product analysis and application specifications. And part 3 will be Eagle Reach. We'll review remote support services. And then we'll wrap it up and we'll have our Q&A. But before we begin, I would just like to review a few housekeeping instructions regarding this webinar. We're going to keep all of our guests that are here muted and the video off until we get through the main parts and the speaking areas. It'll help things go a lot more smoothly. And I did want to make sure that you understood there is a small chat feature. It's a little blue and pink bubble in the bottom right-hand side of your screen to please send through your questions as you think of them, because during the Q&A, I'll read them out and we'll get answers for you. And lastly, this is a live webinar, and as we all know, anything can happen. A dog could bark, we could get a delivery that makes the dog bark, but I'm sure that we are all used to that by now.
We have bets that Christy's dog's going to be the first to go, so we'll see.
You don't have to point fingers here. Any dog, there could be any dog that barks. Okay. So let's begin with part 1, where we will cover automation of food safety and production changes. My first question for this is, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, what changes have you seen to the current environment in regards to food production? Melissa, how about you start?
Sure, Christy. The food manufacturers are focusing on food safety, sanitation, and cleanliness of their entire operation for the safety of their employees and the consumer. We've seen an increased interest in hygienically designed equipment since sanitation procedures are much more stringent. In addition, we've seen manufacturers restrict access to visitors, introduce new PPE requirements, add some additional washdown steps, and new safety protocols for employees and product handling. Dan, I think you've had some interesting stories around this.
I do, Melissa, thanks. Pre-COVID, our sales team typically averaged 15 personal sales calls per week. Post-COVID, we're averaging 2 to 3 calls per week. Pre-COVID, we had limited video web conferencing. Post-COVID, we're averaging 6 to 8 video calls per week. Today, more and more equipment manufacturers are using videos for presentations, test videos, and for factory acceptance tests. Eagle is leading the way. When we do make personal sale calls, our customers are having us fill out lengthy questionnaires, confirming what states we've traveled from. Our hands are washed and sanitized. Often customers give us their masks to wear versus the ones we came with. We always practice safe distancing. During these times, I have seen many food companies capitalize on the prepared food market with direct mailing to customers away from the conventional grocery store. These pre-portioned, ready-to-serve meals include protein, vegetable, and starch. We actually have a customer on Long Island that pre-COVID was a successful wedding venue, averaging more than 8 weddings per week. Today, they do not offer weddings anymore, are supplying prepared food in trays to the city of New York. Going forward, they're investigating setting up a new plant for prepared meals, diversifying from their wedding venue only business.
So Dan, another emerging company opening up for prepared foods in trays to go directly to end consumers. These companies frequently have a smaller budget and less buying power because they're in a transition phase. And this grows as there's more demand for non-perishable items, for example, soup, because there's less eating out at restaurants. I mean, I'm sure we all noticed in the stores, it wasn't just the toilet paper aisle that was empty, it was all the non-perishables, including soup. So we recently had a customer out in your area, Dan, that was an ingredient supplier to one of the major soup companies. They're providing clams for clam chowder. They are actually now producing clam chowder on their site because the manufacturer set them up to increase their own capacity by co-packing that product for them. So many food plants have had to introduce additional shifts, create new lines, and introduce new procedures into their daily operations to create social distancing and help meet this increased demand.
Interesting. So with all of these changes and added demands, how can X-ray inspection equipment benefit these manufacturers?
The advantage of X-ray equipment is its flexibility. Obviously, we can detect multiple contaminants and provide some other quality control checks, because these co-packers or new manufacturers still have to comply with all the quality standards that their suppliers and the retailers demand. So the X-ray can do multiple things, multiple quality control checks, including fill level, missing lids. We can detect multiple contaminants, not just metal. We can see bone, glass, clamshells. And there is some additional upfront cost for X-ray, but because it can replace other systems in the line and is a smaller footprint compared to, say, a checkware and a metal detector combination, and it's a much quicker product changeover because you're only changing over one machine. Some of our machines, like the Tall series, actually sit down over the top of a customer's existing conveyor, so they don't have to break the line or find more space to install multiple inspection machines. So easy installation, no transitions, cost savings in the end.
And I can't overemphasize what Eagle X-rays can see. Certainly metal, glass, stone, bone contaminants, but we will also detect under and overweight packages, fill level, mass measurement, product integrity. The Eagle X-ray solution allows workers to do other things on the line while improving their overall quality control. It has been Plant Automation's experience that Eagle's X-Rays fit and finish is superior to our competitors. The long history of application experience allows us to be successful with most all applications. We offer both IP65, low pressure washdown, and IP69, high pressure washdown for food processing plants meeting or surpassing the FDA or other industry safety standards.
Well, that's true, Dan. And what makes some of this capability of the X-Ray possible is our operating software we call Simultask Pro. So customers, by leveraging automated systems like X-ray machines powered with this advanced image analysis software, food and beverage companies and manufacturers and contract packagers can create faster and easier changeovers, as I mentioned, to save time and money without sacrificing consistency, quality, and safety. So Eagle Simultask software is embedded into our X-ray systems and simultaneously performs all of these quality checks for multiple products on a line and detects subtle differences with superior detail, which is due primarily to our very high image resolution in excess of 65,000 shades of gray. Simultask also provides advanced traceability, so we can store images on the machine, some detailed reports and statistics from the actual production runs. And again, as the name implies, it runs all of these quality control checks simultaneously, including the contaminant detection at high production line speeds.
That's right, Ken. And aside from Simultask, it's also important to note that we offer Trace Server software as well, which is an advanced software system that allows manufacturers to track products through processing and packaging, reducing their downtime in the event of any questionable batches or products. They get this data that they're able to analyze. The system can provide these manufacturers with actionable and shareable data as well as trend reports.
So X-Ray has a lot of benefits that you guys have just talked about. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we move on to part 2?
Yeah, hey, Christy. We also offer multi-lane options. So the X-Ray can actually be set up with different inspection parameters, and we can reject non-conforming products into different lanes to increase production line efficiencies and reduce the number of machines needed on the line. We also offer product switching, which is a functionality to help food manufacturers do more with less. Product switch automatically adjust inspection parameters on the fly while the line is running to eliminate the downtime that's typically required to manually change product setup on the X-Ray.
And then various reject mechanisms that we offer allow us to remove any physically contaminated products and instantly remove them into lockable collection bins for quality control, or to segregate the rejects that are for overfill, underfill, missing lid, other quality attributes. All this time following the safety protocols for the operators.
Yeah, and finally, X-ray can be put in different areas of the production line too, from incoming inspection of raw materials through product forming and shaping, all the way through end of the line case inspection to help reduce waste and time, rework and packaging expenses, while maximizing uptime to keep those lines moving.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that information. In part 2, we will discuss remote options for product analysis and application specifications. My first question for part 2 is, with the need to increase and maintain the safety for both people and for the products due to COVID-19, how has Eagle adapted to these changes to meet customers' needs?
Well, as Dan discussed earlier in the presentation, a lot has changed from the sales standpoint. Now that in-person visits have become more difficult or impossible, Eagles had to adapt to the current environment to still maintain a professional, high-quality process for the beginning stages of the sales cycle. So today we do a lot more video conferencing so that we have an opportunity to meet live with our customers and discuss their applications and concern. We're able to also discuss remote product analysis for the application specifics. So we can actually run a customer's product at our facility and determine what our detection specs will be and that sort of thing. And so this gives us an opportunity to share all of that information with the customer, still in a virtual but real-time basis, so everyone has an appreciation for what the capabilities are. This testing can be live streamed so that customers can watch to witness the testing, as we're seeing in some of the examples here.
Ken, I'm really glad. Plant Automation is very, very happy that Eagle has invested in the necessary video equipment and staff to produce these test videos, as well as for the factory acceptance tests. Clients prefer not to travel today. Having this resource allows the customers to see their application firsthand and have confidence that what they've purchased will perform at their plant. It is a service I believe will remain post-COVID.
Yeah, and here's our expert team that helps take care of those. Thank you for all of those insights. For part 2, we have a brief video that will summarize and further demonstrate how Eagle has adapted to the new state of the environment.
Remote options for product analysis and application specifications. Accompanied by today's systemic changes across the food industry, we have made it easier for customers to receive continued support as we deliver professional, high-quality application evaluation, virtual product testing, and remote FAT, factory acceptance testing, sales assessment, and application evaluation. Eagle experts not only take pride in what we do, they have a sense of mission to continue to provide superior support, including several remote options. Virtual product testing. There has never been a greater need for efficiency and safety when it comes to product inspection. With Eagle's innovative remote approach, we apply virtual methods to deliver on your product specifications and quality control needs. First, we have the capability to connect with you live from our applications lab in the US, UK, or Germany to demonstrate our thorough testing process. And secondly, the live stream is formatted for two-way communication so that you can ask questions or comments while interacting with technical experts. Remote FAT. After the machine is ordered and built, we conduct a thorough FAT, ensuring your new equipment meets all required specifications before it is shipped to be installed in your facility. When technology and support work together seamlessly, they create a reinforcing system that improves the need for safety and confidence. An intelligent way to work together. At Eagle, you can ensure quality with remote support, including application evaluation, virtual product testing, and remote FAT. For a complimentary product testing evaluation, go to eaglepi.com/remote-options.
Okay, we will now move on to part 3 to discuss the Eagle Reach Remote Support Service Solutions. And before I ask my first question for this part, I just want to remind everybody that there is a chat feature in the bottom right corner for you to ask your questions. I've received a couple so far, so keep them coming. And now moving on, since we don't see an end in sight to all the COVID-19 changes that we've talked about today just yet, what other support can Eagle offer to ensure production lines remain optimized?
Well, Christy, first and foremost, with Eagle Reach Remote Solutions, Remote monitoring and technical support from Eagle can address problems quickly, safely, while minimizing downtime for customers. We offer post-installation support and training to ongoing troubleshooting and maintenance, and support our customers with best practice protocols for safety, both for on-site support, remote diagnostics, and we've also explored virtual training programs in addition. It's important to note throughout the pandemic, we have implemented safety protocols for field engineers required to go inside plants for critical circumstances. Eagle's been defined as an essential supplier throughout this, so we did not stop going into customer sites when they needed us the most for critical issues. We were flexible with alternate means of travel. You saw in the video there the technician traveling by car, maybe versus air. And we also have an advantage of having regionally based technicians as well. For ongoing support, all Eagle units are equipped with TeamViewer remote access software for troubleshooting and diagnostics. And with the growing need we saw this past year for remote solutions, manufacturers have been able to take advantage of this remote support, as well as training that we're delivering remotely too. We've been able to pivot training in the regulated safety area. These are machines that emit radiation, so there is a requirement there for customers. We've been able to adapt new virtual delivery models, and we're seeing a really positive customer response to these. Our experts leverage virtual training classrooms coupled with online content to support these customer needs for safety, as well as basic operation and maintenance of their machines too, through those virtual demos. We'll continue to provide 24/7, 365-day-a-year support to customers for essential services while adapting our delivery models to meet the challenges of today. Our staff, again, we have regional technicians, we have experts in-house, we have the support network in place to achieve this. We're going to continue to evolve these solutions this year and into 2022.
Travis, all successful salespeople require excellent after-sales support. Your team has been critical to our success. You folks have delivered for us. You're knowledgeable, professional, and sincere. When we follow up on a service call or visit, customers are extremely happy with their experience, confirming they made the right choice on equipment, which certainly makes our lives easier, asking for that next order.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, we have one more brief video that summarizes part 3 section that we'll play for you now.
Eagle Reach Remote Support Solutions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Eagle continues to provide the best-in-class service solutions to help ensure the quality, accuracy, and safety of your products. Our Eagle Reach Remote Support Solutions have adapted to today's current operating environment by providing complete support, including on-site support for critical mechanical issues, remote diagnostics for software issues, virtual training programs. At Eagle, safety is first and foremost. When critical issues or mechanical faults arise, we have expert technicians to handle both on-site and remote service. While other companies have chosen not to offer an on-site option, the Eagle team is well prepared with proper PPE and new, strict protocols for social distancing, always with your safety in mind. And with Eagle's 24/7, 365 remote service, you know you will be covered. At Eagle, we understand ensuring uptime of your machine is a key factor to meeting compliance standards and ensuring quality products are provided to your customers. We have established a process for our engineers to diagnose and repair your machine remotely, especially for instances related to software or application concerns. Using TeamViewer solutions, an Eagle technician can gain real-time remote access to your machine settings and screen. TeamViewer's remote capability also saves you time and reduces your line's downtime. Eagle provides complete virtual training programs remotely that offer a robust number of benefits: compliance radiation safety training, basic operation and maintenance training, instruction for how to change parts using advanced camera systems from our test center in US, UK, and Germany. View remote sessions from the comfort of your home or office. At Eagle, you can be assured we will continue to offer on-site and remote service support to keep your line up and running 24/7. Leverage Eagle Reach support solutions to soar past your competition. eaglepi.com/support.
Okay, panel, that brings the speaking part of our event to a close, but I do have several questions here. Are you ready to answer some questions?
Sure.
Okay. I'm sure this one's really popular question. Can you detect wood or plastic or rubber gloves?
Who wants to take it? Go, Ken.
I'll take that. So the general rule of thumb with X-ray is, since it works on density, if the object you're trying to detect will float on water, we probably won't see it with an X-ray machine. So rubber gloves, we won't see. Wood, we typically do not. Denser objects, metal, bone, shells. There's actually some plastics now that are detectable because of their high density or because of ingredients that have been added to them to make them more X-ray visible. And that's pretty much the scope of what we can do.
Okay. So this kind of feeds off of that one. Someone would like to know the minimum size of particle that machine can detect. I know that varies, but I'll let you guys answer that. One of you guys answer that one.
Yeah, hey, that's going to vary significantly based off of the product. It's going to be the density of the product, the thickness of the product, the speed that the product's running through the machine. Really, what I would go back to on that one is the free product testing that we can offer on at our facility, right? So if you want to know particular for any given product, it would be best to actually send your product to us. We can do a free test. We'll then make the recommendation on the right generator, detector, machine combination, and that will give you a guaranteed specification that we will work with.
Okay, thank you. Is an X-ray safe?
Yeah, I think so. In terms of what we do in
Don't
terms of
say I
supply.
think so. It is.
It is safe, yeah.
That
Maybe
answer, Travis.
If we think about, hey, if we all understand, we've been to the doctors, right, the dentist's office, the so on, right? The X-rays is we probably know them in our daily life to look through, yourself at your bones, operate at much higher radiation. That's why the people leave the room to do the X-rays. Our energy emissions are very low. Our machines are fully shielded. And again, we operate these at very low emission ranges. They're very, very safe to operate. Now, there is still a safety component. It is a machine that does emit radiation, even low levels. So there is a safety component that owners of X-rays need to be aware of. And that safety component varies by country and jurisdiction. So it's best probably to reach out to your Eagle partner. We can help answer those questions or connect you with the regulatory authority for your jurisdiction that can help support with what those safety requirements are. And in turn, we also complement our customers, I talked about it earlier, at least in the US here, with safety training and certification so that they are able to operate those in those conditions.
Okay.
So yes, they are safe.
So, Travis, my rule of thumb was that I received more radiation exposure flying back and forth to our plant for FATs than you would operating an X-ray machine in a plant for an entire year.
Yes.
And to add in a shameless plug, I will now tell you that we have a white paper on eaglepi.com that addresses that exact question: how safe is X-ray inspection for food? And it gives a lot of examples like dentist X-rays, and it compares the emissions from the X-ray machines to dentist X-rays, and like Ken was saying, X-rays from flying and that sort of thing. Okay, so I've got a question about how useful X-ray inspection is for in the dairy industry.
Yeah, hey, it depends. I mean, we have a specific machine designed for dairy. So we have a 3A designed machine that we can use. I guess it would depend on the product too, as far as if it's a bottled yogurt or a block of cheese. But again, definitely is applicable for the dairy industry.
So can this machine work on products with particulates like bagged salads? I already know the answer to this one.
So I'll take that. So
Okay.
Products like bagged salads usually have, when you were seeing some of the videos we were running, you could see the image that the X-ray creates. With a bagged salad, that image is very complex because you have the different components in the salad. So Eagle actually produces a technology we refer to as MDX, which is multiple density analysis of that X-ray image, that allows us to separate the organic elements from the non-organic elements like metal or stones or whatever that you might find in a salad. So we have equipment specifically designed for that, from individual small containers to even larger cartons of that product. Works on nuts too.
Okay, so we have, with the actual travel restrictions to Latin America, is there any remote or live support to outside US customers? Is 24/7 available? I could answer this one. We work with distributors and agents all over the world. So depending on which part of Latin America you're in and what that distributor is, what their hours are, they provide excellent support. We've got excellent distributors all throughout Latin America. So I don't have the list of them right off the top of my head, but you can find that on our website as well. So yes, we have local support everywhere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, our 24-hour support line though, that we offer, that is published on the website, will work as well for Latin America.
It will, yes. And it's probably important to add that some of our Latin American team is based right here in the US in Tampa with us too. So they're very much in touch with that region and our partners and customers.
Give me 1 second. Let me go through this list. I don't want to miss anybody. Do you view the future moving to less density items that float? Semi-suspended water, any technologies? Okay, so it looks like they're asking if we think that the capacity of X-rays will change in the future to find the less dense materials that float on water, the lighter materials.
But we're rereading the question.
Are you reading it?
Yeah.
My answer to that would be that with some of these lighter density materials, X-ray may not be the best technology to try to differentiate those from from the product itself. Our company is looking at other technologies to do that sort of thing, like to try to detect plastic in a bulk product stream running down a conveyor, if we can detect it by color instead of density, for instance. We have also recently developed some new technology that allows us to see less dense and much smaller fragments of contaminants like bone. So that's always a challenge, for instance, in poultry, to see very small bone fragments in poultry. And our newest technology, referred to as PXT, is designed specifically to do that. So we're always working to improve it and increase the capability. Some other developments are we're trying to improve the quality checks so that we can, for instance, count components in a package, tell if any of the components are broken or missing or chipped or cracked. So it's beyond just contaminants. We can see a lot of things, just not toothpicks yet.
Okay, thank you. That was a tough one. How about we have the cost and value of X-ray versus metal detection?
Christy, let me take that. So it's been my experience that an X-ray system, an Eagle X-ray system, is going to be more sensitive to metals than a conventional metal detector. But where we really do a great job is when customers are considering putting in a check weigher and a metal detector as a combination unit. That's where our platform can do that. Our footprint is smaller. We have one drive versus typically two drives on the competitive check weigher metal detector. Our footprint is smaller. And I just think it's a better solution for customers. And once they hear the reasons why, our business has grown exponentially because of that. It's a very good solution.
And we see glass and stones that you
Right.
won't see with the metal detector.
Okay. This is in regards to the rejects that we were talking about earlier. Someone was wondering to know why they would need to two rejection methods.
So in that case that they just talked about, where we were looking for things like, hey, one missing piece, we're looking for a missing piece in a package, but we're also looking for contaminants. Someone will want to reject those into separate bins to be inspected differently. One could maybe be reworked, one couldn't. So that's typically why somebody would need two rejects.
Okay. How accurate is your check weigher option compared to a conventional check weigher?
Ken loves check weighing. I'm going to give him that one.
So the accuracy of the check weigher depends a great deal on the product that we're trying to check. So if it's consistent in density and evenly distributed in the container, think a can of tomato soup, for instance, compared to a pouch full of powder or granular material that may be shifted one end of the pouch or the other end of the pouch, or not distributed evenly in the pouch, that'll have an effect on the accuracy of the check weighing function. We actually look at those two ways. One is fill level. So in the case of the tomato soup can, or in a cup of yogurt, we can look at the side of the can and see the fill level within the can, which has a fairly accurate reproducibility of the volume and weight based on that fill level, provided the can dimensions are consistent. We also use density. So we can see remember the 65,000 shades of gray. That's what helps us be very accurate with the check weigher functionality, because we know that a perfectly filled container should be at a certain grayscale level. If it is lower than that, we know it's underfilled. Greater than that, it may be overfilled. And still within that, we can pick out the extreme variations, which might be contaminants. So
And I have a follow-up to that as well. So check weighing, you really have to be concerned about timing and spacing of the package. Where an Eagle X-ray, we don't have to worry about that as much, because the scale is so long, so you can only have one item on the scale at one time. That's not the way the Eagle X-ray works. So on higher speed applications, like a soup line, as Ken explained, we'll have a much better success on an application like that.
Yeah, we can run much faster than a typical checkware can.
Okay. And I think I have one more question. We have, do I need to have the X-ray certified each year?
Yeah, maybe, again, depending on the jurisdiction that you're in. In the United States, the answer is yes. Sometimes even by state, it's more frequently than once a year, but that's usually the rule of thumb. But outside the US, then again, we would want to connect you with our partner and understand the requirements for that jurisdiction.
Okay. Well, I think I have a last question. I think that's the last question that I have here. So it looks like this is going to be, oh, wait a minute. What causes the X-ray to lose its memory and how can that be fixed? Is it?
Probably, depending on the situation, but probably the most common thing we see is a hard power shut. So if someone reaches over and turns the power off, then there is a computer inside our X-rays, a Windows 10 operating system PC. So if you think about just unplugging the computer at home and everything goes dark, that can happen to the X-ray systems too. They have power backups, but there are cases where, again, a hard shut off can be triggered, and that can have a negative effect on the operating system.
Okay. Hey, Travis, do you have any idea of a cost range, a typical cost range to certify in the US anyway?
Depending on systems, our annual packages, we combine the annual certification with a preventative maintenance inspection. Our basic offerings once a year, it varies by machine model, can range anywhere from about $3,500 flat rate visit to about $6,000 flat rate visit. Again, depending on the complexity of the unit, the scope of the PM really drives that versus the radiation survey itself.
Great, thank you. I think we are going to wrap this up for now. Thank you all for attending, and thank you, panel, for your time and all of your insight today. I really appreciate it. If
no dogs and there were no dogs and no packages.
I know. I do expect everyone to pay up. I do have a Venmo account that you can't, because my dog is sleeping just fine right next to me. But if anyone has any further questions, please feel free to reach us at eaglesales@eaglepi.com or visit eaglepi.com. And I really appreciate everything. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.